Hey guys, welcome to day 2 of our 3-a-day multiple choice CSEC past paper questions marathon. As you know, every weekday we will be going through just 3 multiple choice questions. Also, don't forget to tune in on Saturday nights for our Saturday Night Live at 7 p.m. But right now we're here to do just 3 more CSEC questions today. Yesterday we started the 2019 past paper, and so we are now going to move to questions 4, 5, and 6, since we already did questions 1 to 3. All right, again, we are on past paper 2019, and we're at question 4. It says 12.5% of a sum of money is $40. What is the sum of money? And we can do one of 2 things. Always remember, write down what you understand. So 12. All right, so that's going to be 12.5% of a sum of money is equal to $40. You literally just write down what they told you. 12.5% over 100 of times a sum of money. We don't know, so we just use X to replace that. We could have used M, A, any letter you want, equals $40. There are persons who will just simply say, because they know 12.5 goes into 100 8 times, they do this. 12.5 into itself, 1, 12.5 into 100, that's going to be 8 times. So now we have, and you could have, there are persons who are comfortable putting the X over 1. It's better on the eyes. All right, so now we have X over 8 for our left-hand side is equal to 40. And so it means if I want to solve for X, then I need to multiply both sides by 8 to get rid of this 8, and we now have X is equal to 320. That would have been $320, or answer B. But what if you are somebody who did not know that 12.5 goes into 108 times? It's also fine, no need to worry. All right, remember you can always pause the video, by the way, and make your little notes. Okay, here we go. So we have 12.5, which is also 25, which is also 25 over 2. We have 12.5%, so that's also still over 100, of a sum of money is equal to 40. Now, we are dividing 25 over 2. 25 over 2. We're dividing that by 100, which is also 100 over 1. If I'm dividing by a fraction, I know I can also multiply and reciprocate that fraction, which is 1 over 100. Again, we are multiplying 25 over 2. We're dividing that, by 100, which is 100 over 1. And dividing by that fraction, we can multiply and reciprocate. So we're now multiplying by 1 over 100. Still times X equals 40. And then we go 25 into itself goes 1 times 25 into 100, that's 4. We still have 1 times 1 times X, X over 2 times 4, 8 equals 40. And we again proceed with how we would have continued before. All right, so that's how you would have worked that question. There are also other shortcuts, but that's just 2 of. All right, so we will now move to question 5, guys. Let me first clear my screen. Question 5 says a test was marked out of 80. A boy scored 60% of the marks on the test. How many marks did he score? Marks scored equals we are going to write out mathematically what this sentence said. All right, so we have, he scored 60% of 80. Full stop. And then all you need to do after this is go ahead and simplify. Some persons like to write, make everything fractional, so you can go ahead and do that. You can go ahead now, find the numbers that can go into the numerator and denominator at once. So you can say 10 into 60 goes 6 times, 10 into 100 goes 10 times. You can also say, let's say 10 into 80. 10 into 80 goes 1 time, 10 into 80 goes 8 times. And then that would have given us 6 times 8, which is 48 over 1, 1 times 1, which is still 48. Our answer is B. And we go to our final question. Feel free again to pause the video and make your jottings. All right, our final question for this video, number 6 on past paper 2019. All right, so all right, so this one says the square root of 181 lies between what two numbers? So, of course, we know to find the square of a number, you would just multiply it by itself. So, for example, 9 times 9 is 81. The square root of 81 would be 9, etc. All right, so you can test your answers, and this is multiple choice, so not everything you can work out from what you were given in the question. Sometimes you work from the answers up. All right, so we think about the fact that we can now look at the options individually. What is 13 squared? That would have been 169. So the square root of 169 would have been 13. The square root of 196 would have been 14, which means, and we also know that the 181 that we are being asked to find the square root of falls somewhere between 169 and 196. So obviously the square root of 181 would fall between 13 and 14. That's simply what they're asking. You know, it could not have been 9 and 11 because those two, the square for those numbers would have been like 81, 121. 181 isn't even between those. Same for 11 and 13, same for 45 and 46. Those numbers are so huge, etc. All right, so this is our final question. This is the end of our second episode of our 3-a-day multiple choice questions marathon. I'll see you tomorrow again.